Yeah.
I'll translate. Hello. Hi, Chandana.
Hi. Hi, Dua.
So we were just saying we are playing hide and seek with money and the time and so on. And let's introduce ourselves first. Chandana?
Yes. So I am Chandana Baba, and I'm from. I have a home in Delhi. I live in Delhi, but I travel the world, and I love facilitating around the world, meeting different people, engaging with different customs, engaging with different energies around the world, trying different foods around the world. I'm such a foodie, and and also receiving money in different currencies from around the world, and also receiving more of me.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Thank you, Chandana.
Wow.
Okay, I'll translate that and then I'll
Yes.
introduce myself. So Chandana هي بيتها في دلهي بس هي تسافر حول العالم تيسر الوعي وتستقبل وتحب الأكل اللذيذ وتستقبل المال بعملات مختلفة. So I'm Dua and my home is in Saudi, in Jeddah. And I love people and I love engaging with people and discovering more of me while engaged with others. Yeah.
So beautiful.
So
That is so you, Dua.
thank
Yeah.
you. أنا دعاء وأحب الناس وأكتشف أكثر عن نفسي لما أتعامل وأتفاعل مع الناس. So now let's dig to our topic, wealth of being. So I loved the topic that you chose for this live. And it's such a reminder that our wealth, we are money. And we often forget that and start, running around money or trying to figure out problems and so on. But this life, it's just like reminder. So I'll translate that and then tell us more about what is the wealth of being. عجبني مرة عنوان اللايف اليوم أو اللقاء اللي بيذكرنا بيرجعنا إنه إحنا الثراء وإحنا الوفرة. ف دائما إحنا نجري ورا حل مشكلة أو شيء زي كده، لكن في الحقيقة إحنا الثراء، كياننا هو الثراء. ف what is the wealth of being from your own point of view?
Thank you for saying it so beautifully in the beginning, Dua, where you said that, we running after money, thinking that if we have money, we'll be rich, thinking that if we have money, we'll be wealthy, thinking that if we have money, we'll be happy. But the wealth of the being is really who you be. That
Mm,
cannot be taken away from you. So
mm,
whereas I'm going to wait for you to translate.
honestly, I have another idea. I'll translate
Yeah.
after because I would like to keep the
Okay,
flow.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
wonderful.
okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really is about the wealth of the being, the wealth of the being that can never be taken away from you, that can never be
يموت على هذا ضحكني.
that cannot be measured, it cannot be compared, because it's a difference of who you be.
Mm,
It's like in this reality, we talk about wealth or we talk about money, and instantly people go to, the energy of, oh, they're talking about making money or getting money or having money, or and there are all these different elements with money that come up, or investing money or losing money, or all these different elements with money that come up. But most of the time people have identified the energy of wealth and money with something that's outside of you instead of who you be.
yeah.
And that really is for me the space of acknowledging the difference of me without the instead of the judgment of me.
Mm, the difference of me. Wow, that's beautiful.
What is it
Um,
for you, darling?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to know that. Yeah.
Hmm. Honestly, um, like a couple of years ago, or maybe 1 year ago, I was like, I know a lot of things, and actually, I'm doing a lot of things. And I was at this point of my life that I had literally no money, and I was like, it doesn't make sense. So how can I be money? And when I started, actually, I realized that, you know, just me and all the skills that I have and who I be
Mhm.
actually is money. And when I started asking about, so how can I have money, cash or whatever, it started flowing. Just the shift that it's not outside of me, that's something I have to acquire. I have to be something, I have to do something. It's actually, oh, okay, it's all in me. What I haven't I acknowledged till now? What do I be that I haven't acknowledged yet? And it starts with acknowledgement, I would say, for me. Acknowledging myself, acknowledging that I am a gift, acknowledging, yeah, a lot of things. So it's
Just
about acknowledgement, actually, for
that's
me.
so beautiful. Yes, that acknowledgement. Because where there's acknowledgement, there is no judgment, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There is no
And all
judgment.
the thoughts, it's like, when you, I was like, thinking all
Yeah.
the time, let's do this, let's do that. Oh, actually, what if I wasn't wrong? What if my difference wasn't wrong?
Yeah. What
I
if?
love to read that. Yeah. What if?
Yeah, exactly. It's really interesting that you bring up this energy of acknowledgement because how many of us would rather judge what's wrong about us so we can fix it, so we can fix it, so we can get wealthy or we can have money and see where we are going wrong and see what is wrong with our life and what is wrong with the difference in me instead of acknowledging the difference in me. You know, I once heard Gary ask that, are you willing to have the wealth? Are you willing to be the wealth? Are you willing to perceive what's possible with wealth? And are you willing to receive the wealth? Because
Wow.
if you're not operating from the space of the upper harmonics of knowing, being, perceiving, and receiving what wealth is, but you are stuck in the lower harmonics of feeling, thoughts, emotions, sex, and no sex, you're going to be in constant rejection of the wealth that you came here to be. So
Wow, I love that.
yeah, so it's and that conversation I remember with it was like I was like, it's so easy. I just have to ask, what do I know, be, perceive, and receive about wealth? What do I know? What do I know, be,
Mm,
perceive, and receive? That wealth is true for me. Wealth doesn't
wow.
have to be, we've got definitions attached to wealth, based on this reality, based on what wealth is, what money is, based on we have the conversion rates, and based on all of that, we decide if our currency is up or our currency is down. Based on what we have in the bank accounts, we decide if we are wealthy or we are poor. But what if wealth and poverty is just a choice?
Mm,
One's not right and one's not wrong, but what if it's just a choice, and what would you choose?
wow. And this is, it has been actually, I'll be vulnerable here. It was very difficult for me to understand this, you know. And once I started asking instead of trying to understand it, everything has changed. Yes, exactly. And um, when I first uh, heard about perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving, I didn't know what is that, and I started asking, what would it take to know, be, perceive, and receive?
That's such a brilliant
And
question.
and it's wealth when we. when you say the word wealth, the word wealth or abundance, we think it's very big and it's very huge. It's very far. It's actually it starts with a question.
Oh, that energy. Do you think it's very big and it's very far? I mean, how many of you have put wealth, abundance, money so far away from you that you have to work really hard to get there because it's so far away from you? Would you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes,
Right?
please.
Back, Paran Park, or 100 shots, boys, forward spaces, creation and beyonds. To believe that wealth, money is really far from you, you actually have to separate from you. So, what have you put outside of you? What part of you have you separated from? That if you embraced it, would have you be the wealth?
Mm,
Everything that is, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and park, all 100 shots, boys, forwards, spaces, creations, and beyonds.
yeah. Wow. And I love the energy of this call. It's very different. It's very calm.
Yeah, the energy of, there's an energy of your willingness to be the space, that when you
Mm,
actually are willing to explore, be, you can actually receive.
mm. Wow. Yeah.
So what are you receiving with the willingness of being the space? What are you receiving that you've not acknowledged? Because it's not concrete. It's like you'll acknowledge it if you get the money in your hand, but you won't
Mm,
acknowledge the energy or wealth that may show up in your world in the form of an acknowledgement that someone else has for you, or in the acknowledgement of when somebody literally sees you, or even when someone opens a door for you, or even when someone invites you for coffee, you're like, yeah, she took me out for coffee. Okay, so
mm.
that's wealth.
Wow.
What if all of that is the wealth? What if all, and whatever you acknowledge grows. We've heard
Mm,
that saying in the past, whatever you feed will
yeah.
grow.
Mm,
So, what are you feeding? Are you feeding lack?
mm.
Are you feeding what you don't have? Or are you feeding what you have? Are you feeding what you're receiving?
Wow.
With Valentine's Day having been yesterday, how
Yeah.
many, how many people around the world are like, but he didn't do enough, but he did nothing for me, but she did nothing for me, but it's Valentine's, but it's like everything. There's so much of a rejection of what you can receive and what you're receiving
Mm,
because it doesn't kind of match what you should have received.
mm.
Where there's that point of view of I should have received something and I didn't, that's where you are actually choosing lack.
Wow. Can you repeat that? It was so beautiful.
Yeah,
When
it's
you,
like where you decided that you should receive something and you did or you didn't, that's you
mm,
actually operating from lack.
mm. Wow.
And everything
So
that brought up.
interesting. Yeah.
We need to
I'll be
understand.
the pot poker now.
Yes.
Later on, good and bad, good and poke. All 100 charts, voice, vacations, vases, and beyond. Mm. Wow. It's interesting when something just popped in my head.
Yeah.
So, um, also about the wealth of being that I love your energy. There is such a kindness. Okay, someone is asking about translation. الترجمة حتكون بعد هحطها. There is such a kindness in your universe. Just talking with you, being around you, there is such a kindness. And this is also actually wealth.
Yes,
That, yeah, that's
that you can
amazing.
receive.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's also the kindness you can receive because in your world, there's that energy exists.
Mm, wow.
A person who's not willing to receive kindness will judge you for it, will make you wrong for
Mm,
it. And the willingness to receive kindness, the willingness to be kindness with the world begins with your acknowledgement of self.
mm,
And that acknowledgement of self is the kindness that you can be towards yourself. Because if you're not kind to yourself, can you be kind to anybody? I've really worked on this, Dua. I mean, I've judged myself so much that, the initially when I started with Access, it all started with self-judgment. It all started with my life sucks and everything's going wrong. And, I need to change it. I need to fix it. It didn't come from a space of, what can I create with what I have and how much? And somebody else looking at my world would be like, what an ungrateful woman because she has everything going for her. Because that's what my world looked from the outside. But it was like I wasn't I wasn't energetically acknowledging what I have. I was energetically judging what I don't have. So how many of you
mm.
are doing that with your life? With the hope that your judgments will finally show you the path to freedom.
Ouch. Wow.
Everything that brought up, would you all destroy and uncreate that, please? Right and
Yes.
wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 100 shots, boys, poets, species, creations, and beyonds. So it took me time. It took me a lot of practice. It took me a lot of self acknowledgement. I actually really played with the 5 elements of intimacy. I asked, it was only when in one of the Talk to the Entities facilitator training, when, Shannon asked me, I asked her a question and she asked me, are you willing to ask, what gift am I that I am not willing to acknowledge? And
Wow.
I was like,
Mm,
I I'm not a gift. What gift are you talking about? I don't get it. And she was like, just ask and keep
mm,
asking and keep asking. And I really asked that question. And I don't know when something changed in my world. I don't know that moment. But now when I look at it, I recognize that I started to acknowledge me, not for the right, not for the wrong, but just who I be. There was no need to show up as perfect. There was no need to show up as right. There was no need to prove that I've got it all together. I could be vulnerable enough to say, I really screwed up. That is kindness.
yeah.
And that is a wealth that you can be towards yourself.
Mm, wow. Oh la la. Thank you. Thank you for showing us this energy. Thank you.
You were
Mm,
willing to be the kindness to yourself. Would you look out for wealth or would you know that you are the wealth?
mm, wow. Such a different perspective on wealth and abundance. Yeah. Thank you. So,
That's what the How to Become Money workbooks created my world for me, more of me.
mm,
It's really not just about the money. It's really not just about getting more. I mean, it's a byproduct. Money is a byproduct of joy. Money is a byproduct of self acknowledgement. Money is a byproduct of your creations. Yeah, it's a byproduct.
it's a byproduct.
Yeah. But if you're just looking at the byproduct, but you're not creating and you're not choosing what will create the money, it's going to be a struggle.
Wow. And this is, um, honestly, this is the when I first read the book, How to Become Money, the advance and the first one, I thought I would find a map to the treasure, and I will follow this map,
Yeah.
and I will
Then I will
find
get rich.
I'll find the chest. But the surprise was that it was all about me. It's all within. It's all that it wasn't wealth, it wasn't money that I was holding on, that I was letting go of when I was doing the exercises and the questions in the book. It's actually it was a map for me.
That's so
Exactly.
true. It was a map inward. Like, go find
It's
yourself.
inward. It's not there. It's here.
So true. Yeah.
Yeah. And when is your next book,
Oh,
Chandana?
I have my
Class?
advanced how to become money work. So
Mm.
this is a workbook I just love facilitating. I remember when I got the book, when, Gary wrote this and he launched it in one of his CF trainings, and I was there for it. And he was like, you know, get that book and start being the wealth that you came here to be. And
Mm.
I remember buying the book, and I bought the book, and it felt there was something magical about holding that book in my hand. And I signed up instantly to become a facilitator for this book because, I had to buy some calls. I had to listen to some calls of Gary's to actually be able to facilitate this class. And there and then I was like, I'm going to be facilitating this class because this is something that, my body said yes to, like really loudly. And so I was really excited. Like on my flight back from Rome to Delhi, I heard the calls. I was so excited. I had downloaded the calls and I heard the calls, and I reached Delhi and I heard the calls, and I finished listening to all the classes, and I put I put the advanced how to become money workbook out immediately. It was like, I got to facilitate this. And it was supposed to be 15 calls, and over a matter of some weeks. And it was interesting how I could not finish it for over 3 months. I could
Mm.
not finish. I just could not get myself to, I was either sick, or I was either, I just would not, I would feel so drowsy while reading it. And I'd be like, okay, guys, I think we're done for today. And this I'm talking about 8 years, 9 years back, right? And the first time that I read the advanced how to become money workbook, and it had just literally just come out, right? And the energies there was so much unconsciousness around everything that Gary had written. Now, of course, it's been read and read and read and read over these years by so many brilliant facilitators around the world. And I sense the ease of reading and facilitating the advanced how to become money workbook, which is like, it's so much easier now because there's so much unconsciousness that has actually been washed away. And if you are reading, and that's my reality, right? So I mean, where I started with so much of unconsciousness around money, so much of unconsciousness around being, so much unconsciousness about, my choices, that now when I actually read this advanced how to, and I've done a lot of these advanced how to become money workbooks, and I love reading them and facilitating them. But the one thing that I recognize, that even now when I read them again and again and again, there's always more that becomes available to me about me. I was like, oh, I didn't know I could do this, but I didn't know I could also be this. Oh, I can be this energy. Oh, I can have more. It's literally that. Like, oh, okay, there's still more available, you know? So it's like, if you read the advanced how to become money workbook once, read it again and again and again and again and again and again, because you are this expansive, infinite energy that cannot be contained, that cannot be defined. You're just
Mm.
more. So yeah, it does have the word money. It is advanced how to become money workbook, but really it's about you becoming more of you and your willingness to embrace the money that comes into your life.
Mm. Wow.
So yeah,
Embrace
we are
the
starting
money
it on
that
the
comes into your
19th.
life.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
starting it on the 19th of February. It's going to be every Thursday. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited that I'm doing it in this format. I haven't really done it in this format before. So
Mm.
I'm looking forward to what we can create, once a week with some home plays, with just some fun, with just us getting back and exploring what changed for us, getting more present with money, getting more present with what different choices did I make this time, like what is now available for me that wasn't available for me before,
It's
exploring.
exciting.
Yeah.
And I love that it's once a week, so we can sense what has changed.
Yes.
I remember one of the times when I was reading the book, I got a business class upgrade. I was like so happy. Things are changing. Oh my God.
I got it right, Adua. I got it right.
Oh my, more of that, please. Ah, yeah, I wonder.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, there is one question that in that book that facilitates me every time I'm stuck.
Yeah.
What are you unwilling to be that if you be it, da 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 da
Yes.
da.
To change,
Come to
to
the
change
class.
your reality.
Exactly.
And Dua, it's really interesting how, when we say this question, you're like, yeah, yeah, I heard it so many times. I know that question. And you literally reject the question. I mean, how many of you, when Dua asked that question, literally went to, oh, such an old question. I know it. Like, how many of you actually went to rejection instead of being present with that question and asking again?
Yeah. And
Like,
it's
yeah,
exactly what you said earlier that every time you read the book, there is more. There is way more to choose.
yeah, there
I'm,
is
I'm
so much
so
more.
looking forward. Yeah,
Oh, I
I'm so
am too,
looking
Dua. And
forward
we
to
are
this. Yeah.
we have translation too by the wonderful Dua. And
Arabic translation.
Big
Hi.
translation, yes, by the beautiful Dua. And you're all invited. We also have Mandarin translation. And we're looking forward to this money workbook and seeing what it can create. And you're all invited. Come join us. Let's play. Let's be more. When you be more, the planet receives.
Mm.
So, what if it's not even about just you? What if this money workbook is not even just about you? What if that's also a limitation?
Wow.
What if it's about the future that you're creating?
Mm. Let's do
Yes,
this.
can't wait. Can't wait to start.
Let's do this. Yeah,
Thank
me
you,
too.
everyone, for joining us. And Dua, thank you, sweetheart, for taking time
Oh,
out. I know you have so much happening. Yes, Manvinda, do you have a
sorry.
question? Not at all. By the way,
Thank you.
does anybody have a question?
آه. في حد عنده سؤال؟
You're welcome, Divya. All right, great. Thank you all for joining us. Have fun, be more, and ask that question. Or maybe don't ask that question that Dua asked. Bye.
See
Bye,
ya.
everyone.